Uh, Mitesh, if I keep the environment aside and only talk about market technicals, I guess bulls have done a great job of defending that line of 5100 on the Nifty. What's your take?
I would agree with that, certainly, Moni. I think, very clearly what we have seen is that despite the fact that we have had a very strong rally and then we have had possibly all kind of negative news flow in the sense that the currency has been continuously hitting newer lows. I think it's a fantastic thing that, the markets are still above 5,100 and we are kind of maintaining the range of 50-50 to about 5180. Of course, what has happened in the last few days is that it's become a very stock-specific market. I've been saying this for the last few days that the Nifty mid-cap index has given a strong breakout, and I think in the days to come, while the broader indices still go through that consolidation of 100-120 points, I think it's the mid-cap index and the broader market where the action is happening, and we have seen very strong breakouts succeed nicely. Stocks like these smaller reality stocks like HGIL, India World Reality, or stocks like India Infoline, which form the part of the NSE and the BSE 500 indices. I think that's where a lot of action is as the large cap kind of consolidate on their gains. My sense is that given this kind of environment, despite the fact that we don't have any supportive news from the global markets, it is likely that we are not going to go through a bigger decline. And therefore, when we are trading a consolidation or a range, we typically wait for the market to give a signal as to which way it wants to break out, and we trade once the breakout has been confirmed by the market price action itself. I think looking at the internals of the market, I think there is some kind of positive bias which I've developed purely because of the fact that the way mid caps and beaten down stocks are participating. You can talk of a GMR Infra, GVK or Lanco. The rupee move may not be very great, but in terms of percentage movement, I think these stocks are doing very well, and these were the stocks which form the part of the broader momentum breadth index kind of thing.
So Mitesh, what stock-specific ideas would you recommend in a market which is largely focused towards the broader markets and the frontline indices are, largely lackluster?
Yeah, I think the focus is from the broader market itself, and despite the fact that today SGX is negative, I still have got about 3 calls, and my take is that we might not again have a day when the index doesn't do much while the action continues in the side stock. In that line, I've got a buy on Jain Irrigation. I think I did hear Deepak also discuss the stock in the morning. That's given a short-term breakout, could head towards targets of 83 to 84 on the upside, and this one can be bought with a stop below 74 levels. BF Utilities gave a very strong move on Friday. I think the important thing also was that after a few attempts, it managed to get past and close above the 200-day simple moving average. That's a very positive sign. But I would just wait for the morning weakness to get into long position over here. So buy in the range of 417 to about 415. Keep a stop at or just below 405, and look for price targets of 440. And that's the first price target. My sense is that once we start trading beyond 440, the stock could show more momentum on the upside. A few sell calls. Hindalco is a sell call. It did go through some kind of a minor breakdown on Friday. Can decline to levels of 110 and can be shorted with a stop at about 120.5. Jubilant Food was also one of the sell calls on Friday. I'm repeating that, but here I'm waiting for the stock to now trade below 1120. The Friday's target was about 1125, 1120, which was met on Friday, and the stock closed at about 1136. Once it starts trading below 1120, you will see more selling and more supply coming over here. That's the critical support, and looks like it will be taken out very soon. Then shorted with a stop at about 1144 for price target of about 1050 on the downside. And I've got a buy on Reliance Capital. One more momentum stock coming in on the buy side. Again, the stock managed to get past the 200-day average after a few attempts in the last couple of weeks. And this one can now possibly head to targets of 375 to about 377 on the upside, and can be bought with a stop loss just below 343.